Hello, my name is Shallow. This game is Akuma's Bloodrain. Or just Akuma Bloodrain, according to the title screen graphic here. There seems to be some... Oh, it says both. It says Akuma's Bloodrain on the little challenge badge here. Interesting. This game is not quite out yet. This is coming out April 6th, 2026, if you're watching this in the future. The developers, Sensen Games, were kind enough to send me over a key to check it out a little early. I believe there's also a free demo available if you want to check it out for yourself. They haven't paid me or anything like that, but they did send me a key. So, just so you know. This is coming soon. We do have a little challenge here. I think this is to celebrate the launch of the game. If you score well enough in their leaderboards early on, shortly after release, you can win some of the developers' previous games, which is kind of neat. May want to check that out. I did take a quick look. I haven't looked at all of them. I took a quick little glance at what their previous games are. They seem to have done a lot of typing games in the past, which made me chuckle a bit. It's not unprecedented for typing games and boomer shooters to have a little bit of a crossover. For some reason, that seems to keep happening ever since Typing of the Dead. It seems to be a popular way for things to go. Leaderboards. Let's check those out. I've been playing this a little bit. No! I was number 4 last night. Cheesinja seems to have knocked me down to number 5. Shame. There's not a lot of people playing right now because the game hasn't launched yet, so I'm sure I will get knocked down much further than that in the coming weeks. Hey, let's just check this out. I've been sitting on this menu for too long. Yeah, you can see as I've gone along here, I've got fewer and fewer stars. I'm not the best at this. If you've seen me play games ever, you know my skills are sort of all over the place. We've got 3 difficulties: hard, less hard, and easy. I've been playing it on hard. I'm gonna bump this down to less hard just for the purposes of being able to split my brain into thinking, talking, and playing at the same time. I'm not gonna be able to focus as much as I do when I just play by myself, so I'm giving myself a little handicap. Let's hop straight into the graveyard here. We've got, this is a score-based game, as you'll see. We hop in here as our Ninja Akuma. And as you can see, we've got a countdown in the center of the HUD there. We've got that much time to beat this wave of enemies. If time runs out, the enemies just disappear, and you continue on to the next wave. The consequences of that, of course, is you don't get the score. What you want is the score, so you want to beat these enemies before your time runs out. These are the only weapons in the game, unfortunately. Or fortunately, depending on who you are. If you're the sort of person, I think, that likes the fast-paced gameplay of something like Doom Eternal, but we're maybe turned off by juggling all the guns for different enemies, maybe this is for you. We've got 2 guns. We've got the doohickey in our right hand for range, and the claw in our left hand for finishing moves. When enemies flash like that, they've been weakened enough that you can instant kill them. And there we go, there's our wave complete. The countdown continues. We can step into the purple portal here to go on to the next wave, or choose either health or armor. I'm gonna go ahead and pick armor, because it looks like we did okay for health. You only get to pick 1, so choose wisely. Overall, the aesthetics of this game, let me see the visuals, I really like. I think they're very unique looking. I think the sound could probably use a little work. The music especially has a little bit of a Kevin MacLeod Does Brutal Legend feel to it that feels a little cheesy, but that's all right. This is a 2-person team. I believe one of them did the art, the other did the programming, if I remember correctly. I've already said this, I believe. The boomer shooter genre is a tough one to get into right now. It's, On the one hand, there's a lot of interest in the genre, so it's a good time. On the other hand, there's a lot of competition in the genre, so it's tough. But it seems like every boomer shooter game coming out now is like, I'm gonna skip health and armor on this round. I'm just gonna go straight to the next round so I get those 50 seconds remaining turned into points. If you're making a boomer shooter right now, a lot of the ones coming out are like, we spent 7 years making this game. We've got industry veterans that used to work on 3D Realms. Or we've got some of the best Doom modders over the last 30 years on our staff. And understandably, it's very easy to get excited about games like that. And I think it's cool that those are happening. But a game like this comes out, and it's kind of nice that there's still room for the little guys. Even among indie games, I think there's a bit of a hierarchy for this kind of thing. And a game like Akuma's Bloodrain does remind me of, boomer shooters are often calling back to the 90s when the genre was big. But this game specifically brings me back to the late 2000s when I think sort of self-published indie games were at their peak. It's less about the genre and more about the actual development style, the sort of vibe to it. The two guys in their bedroom programming a game together and distributing it. It feels very humble, it feels comfy, it feels nostalgic in a way that these sort of games usually don't. There we go. So there's our sort of tutorial area finished. Should we move on to the temple? Let's do it. This game has basically one map. I will say that is a little unfortunate. Oh, here's a new enemy type. These monks are a pain in the ass. They're hit scan enemies. Every enemy kind of does its own thing, and these monks are the hit scanners. They will, yeah, there we go. They will kick your ass if you're not careful. Kind of like to take them out first. You can dodge around these guys. The little flying orbs are your sort of ranged projectile enemies. Everything else you can dodge pretty easily, but those monks, those are brutal. We've got these sort of force fields up here because there's pretty much one map in this game, and each sort of episode just partitions this one map up differently. It's a good way to make use of your limited development resources. I say this all the time with Doom maps. Reusing rooms, reusing maps, very smart. It's a good way to go. I will say for a commercial game, I hope that future development efforts are maybe make another map. Because toward the end of these episodes, this one map does grate on you a little bit, but that's all right. The way development for these games usually goes, I don't know if this will be the case for Sensen with Akuma's Bloodrain, but the way other developers have developed their boomer shooters, you sort of release with one episode. It's essentially the shareware model evolved, right? You release one episode, and the money you make off of that, you spend on developing further stuff. And then you end up working on the same game for 10 years. So I'm not too worried about there only being one map at this point. Especially with the style of game that this is. Just sort of a wave-based score attack situation. And with them having partitioned the map up differently, it does make the different episodes sort of feel like different challenges despite all kind of taking place in the same area. The movement feels great. I do really like that. You've got to sort of dodge. I keep wanting to double jump. It feels like I should have a double jump, but I don't. These little walls with the vines on them, you can jump off of those. So maybe that's what I keep getting confused by, but just on your own, you don't have a double jump. If in the future they add stuff like power-ups, that'd be a cool one to have, a double jump. Maybe some temporary weapon upgrades. The enemy sprites are kind of neat. I see a lot of argument all the time about should you have 8 direction enemies, 16 directions are better, should enemies rotate vertically to face you? This game has 1 sprite for every enemy. They don't rotate at all. And that works perfectly for this. Enemies just beeline toward you. They don't infight. You don't need to waste development resources on all those other sprites. It's a lot of work making rotations for sprites, man. Save yourself the effort if you don't need to do it. I've been seeing that more and more. Post-Void, I think, only had a single basic sprite for every enemy. There's a Z-Doom game called Dismantled I've been trying to get around to for ages. That's got really cool hand-drawn sprites, and they only did 1 rotation for a lot of enemies as well. Nothing wrong with that. Whoop. Dang. If this bison could get out of here. Is that what that is? A bison? Large horned mammal of some kind. There we go. Alright, I did take a bit of health damage there, so I'm gonna pick that up. The armor portal gives you full armor, but the health portal only gives you 1/3 of your health, so you gotta kind of juggle those. Ooh, 1 star. I think I did worse that time. Oh, you know what? I'm scoring lower because I dropped the difficulty down. Oh well. Oh well. Should we just jump straight to Final Strike? Show you what that's like? Let's do that. Let's jump straight into Final Strike. Here we go. I think this has the whole map opened up. Yeah, it does. And we've got all the enemy types here too. This, Final Strike gave me some trouble. This is one of those games that starts out deceptively easy and ramps up its difficulty pretty nicely. And by the time you get to the end, you're definitely struggling. Let's see if lowering the difficulty does anything at all to help me out here. Ooh, these things! I really like that enemy type. They sort of float around and then do an attack that runs along the ground. It does a lot of damage, but I find it fun to dodge. They have a nice little audio cue when they're about to do their attack. It's nice. I think that might be my favorite enemy, despite probably being the one that killed me the most. I tend to have that sort of relationship with enemies in these games. If you're gonna kill me a lot, you might as well be fun while you do it. I'm willing to forgive a lot of frustration if you're also providing me with entertainment. That was not great. I just stood there and took like 4 charges from these things in a row. Let's soften them up. There we go. There we go. That was not great. Did I run out of time there? I think I might have run out of time there. So I'm definitely gonna want armor now, because I used all of it up. Armor, I think, blocks 80% of damage, so armor's really good. I like to only get the health power up if if I'm really low on health or if I miraculously make it out with full armor. Otherwise, I pretty much always go for the armor. Whoops. There you go. Yep. You can really get moving pretty fast if you chain your slides and jumps together. That was probably my favorite part of Relentless Frontier as well. Just all the feeling of speed you get just hopping around the map. Makes me wish some of these Akuma's Bloodrain maps were bigger. I want to really zip around the place. Whoop. Wow. Wow! Okay, I need to get out of here. It's like 8 enemies all bunched up and I can't land a single shot. I suck. No Master Ninja for me. I think that too is what's given me sort of 2000s game vibes of this. It's not just the development trajectory, but the theming as well. I think ninjas were huge in the 2000s. We loved ninjas back then. I feel like you don't see ninja games quite as much anymore. Or maybe I'm just not paying attention. Oh. There we go. Just about made it. Yeah, I'll get the armor again. My health is looking okay. Someone will do the math, I'm sure, and figure out at what point it's mathematically better to go for the health than the armor. I don't know. I'm just going off of vibes. Spawn camped. It's a legitimate strategy. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Okay, that's not great. If there's too many of those spooky little girl enemies around, it gets hard to tell which one is gonna attack. You can hear them about to do it, but yeah, with like 8 of them, you don't know where it's coming from. Ah! Timed that jump all wrong. I think I landed right on top of that attack. Oh boy. Now I've taken enough damage where my screen is just, purple. Which is not conducive to what I'm trying to do here. Let's get these guys out of here. Yeah, even on a lower difficulty, this one's a bit of a challenge. I believe if you're going for the competition they have set up, this is the one they want you to do it on too. This is the trying to win their games. You're gonna want to really master this one. I love that pop sound power-up. I think... Not power-up, sound effect. I think you get that when those bison enemies are about to charge and you slash them. It reminds me of the Doom cacodemons when you pull their eyes out in the glory kill. See, that felt like a waste getting that health power up, but I was so low on health, I needed it. I'm just gonna have to try to not take any damage. Oh, did I finished it. Okay. I finished it with half a star because I didn't do very well and I played on a low difficulty, but yeah, there you go. So that's it. That's kind of what we got with Akuma's Bloodrain so far. There's a bunch of different sort of episodes of it, and obviously the main draw is going to be to compete for high scores. You get different badges here. I still have 2 to unlock, and then you check your leaderboards and you compete with your friends. I don't think anybody else I know has it yet. No, I didn't think so. But I can compete with the world. I gotta just see if I can knock Chizinja back down. I'm so close. They barely topped me. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to double my score to get to number 1, but at least during this pre-release period, I'll see if I can hold on to that number 4 slot. If you're interested in checking this out, you can wishlist it. April 6th is when it's coming out. Depending on when this video releases, that should be, within days. Whoops! Thought I was clicking back there. I didn't mean to quit already. I guess we're done. Yeah, it's a nice little humble game. No price has been announced or anything yet, so I couldn't tell you if it's worth it. You know, if you want to go that route. But use your own judgment. I think it's a nice little humble indie game. If it is priced as such, I think it's a good little way to keep your brain and your hands busy, kill a couple minutes, and hopefully they keep working on it. I'm looking forward to seeing what Sensen has to offer going forward here. Thanks for checking this out with me. I'll see you soon. Until then, you take it easy.